Nonetheless, let's jump into credit. And Josh, we're going to have to get you exercised here this morning, get you involved here. So
sounds great.
We have some of these buyers in terms of whether they're foreign nationals or non-permanent residents, et cetera, that may be coming from overseas. How does somebody come over to the States, perhaps, and start to establish a credit history? What are some of the basic tips for someone who has no credit, that perhaps is an executive or professional, has got money in the bank, can buy a house, but just doesn't have credit?
Right. That's a great question, Chris. I think it's just really, first off, it's very important just to understand exactly what is a credit score. I mean, chances are that a lot of people have heard of, a credit score in general, but that they've heard of, what is a FICO score,
Sure.
And what the difference is between a credit score and a FICO score. So FICO is a company, stands for Fair Isaac and Company, which basically their job as a company started off in the early 80s to basically derive, certain equations that calculate these risk-based scores. Now, your credit report, the information, and your credit score, your FICO score, are completely two different things. As you know, Chris, your credit report is basically that detailed information.
It's like your history.
Right, your history. And in case if you're coming internationally, like you just said, this history is blank. In the early 80s, they derived these algorithms, FICO, where companies started to use these practices in order to as far as lending practices. It was adopted by our three major credit bureaus here in the States. We have Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax.